Hi, my name is Dalia Pamela Almedo Alvarez, and I am going to talk about gender-based violence. What is it? Well, gender-based violence, or GBV, is a term used for describe uh, harmful acts perpetrated against a person based on socially ascribed difference between male and females. It has been described by the World Health Organization as a global public health problem of pandemic proportion and fundamental violation of human rights. This kind of violence can be psychological, physical, sexual, and even emotional. It affects women and girls, and though some examples are like child marriage, female genital mutilation, or even trafficking for sex or slavery. Where does it happen? Well, we know that it happens everywhere, but some girls and women often experience violence at home. It can be by a parent, by a member of the family, by a partner, or even by a stranger person. School and the journey are also a dangerous place because they experience violence from sexual harassment, intimidation, or even abuse. Cities and rural areas are, we know that it happens in public places or even in public transport. In online spaces, they reporting abuse and harassment. Why does it happen? Well, we know that gender-based violence occurs in all parts of the world, but there is increase in areas where the violence is normalized, and in areas where the rigid of concept of gender exists. Also, we know that in some cultures, the violence is used to intimidate women. War and conflict. Well, we know that if a country is in a war or in a conflict, all the people are in danger, but also the one and the woman and the girls are more in danger because they could be victims from exploitation, for abuse, or even for sexual harassment. Harmful gender norms. Well, we know that the society have norms about the gender, so they could be a reason for the males to it. Statistics. Well, globally, 7% of women have been sexual assault by intimidate partner or even by a partner. A known partner can be a member of your family, a stranger person, a teacher, or whatever. Men are more likely to perpetrate violence. Well, if they present low education, a history about domestic violence against their mother, they are more likely to perpetrate violence. Situation of conflict, post-conflict, and displacement makes exacerbating violence. Well, as we saw the in another page, the conflict is also a reason for this problem. 200 million women have experienced female genital mutilation or cutting. Well, we know that in some cultures, this act is like a tradition, and it's more common in little girls. But we know that it's well, in our culture, is it's a violation of the human rights. Okay, 35% of women worldwide have experienced physical or even sexual violence. As the 7%, it has been assaulted by partners, or even non-partners, and a stranger person. Mm. How can gender-based violence can be stopped? Violence is not a private matter. It must be uncovered in order for it to be challenged. Ending gender-based violence will involve action on all levels, like challenging social norms that condone violence and impose gender roles. Community dialogue can challenge the attitude toward punishment and dominance that perpetuate gender-based violence. Where we know that in school we need to implement and the learn about gender equality, so the kids can have more values, can be a better person. And well, my mm, my opinion is that nowadays this topic is so necessary and is so badly to know about all the women that suffer this, but it's necessary to learn to the society that it's not okay these cases, because sometimes the other people thinks that mm, the women and girls are exaggerating, or that this problem doesn't exist. But as we can see in the statistics, there are a lot of women that suffer this, and we need to change our mind, uh, and we need to have more values and think to a situation that can be stopped this problem. And I think that we need to support all the women that suffer this. So that's all, and thank you for your attention.